I mean, is this like Tinder? Do I have to swipe right? Everybody. Right off the bat, this video is not sponsored. I just want to share a really cool resource with you, which is the Bunpo app for learning Japanese grammar. I discovered... Hello? Oh, it's loading. Oh my gosh. Let's get started. This app is called Bunpo, and you can learn grammar in Japanese from N5 all the way to N1. It also teaches you the alphabet and basic vocabulary before you even start with grammar, so you'll have a very good base. I have decided to challenge myself to try and do every single level and every single activity on the app. I think we as language learners, we always want to try all the shiny new things and all the different kinds of apps out there. We kind of jump around a lot. So I thought, okay, no, let me try and do something from the beginning all the way to the end and see how comprehensive this is as a resource. I love that they structure the app in the way that, let's say here we have N3 and we've got time. So if I open time, it gives me 3 grammar structures that are related to time. And once I open that, I have the lesson there and I can track my progress and it'll show you which ones you've completed. So if I go to N5, for example, you'll see I've completed everything and they fill with these little tick marks. Pretty simple to follow. So you can choose if you only want to do like 1 or 2 or 3 lessons a day before you complete a section. And it's a good idea to do this app in order of the levels that there are, because it will build on what you've learned previously. So on my Twitter, I actually made a thread a few months ago tracking my progress on the Bunpo app and writing the pros and cons as well as how much I did each day. The pros I found is that kanji is introduced very early. I think that is amazing. A lot of Japanese learners ask me, when should you start learning kanji? I think as early as possible so you can get used to it once you know hiragana and katakana. So the way this app does it is pretty cool. They don't teach you how to write kanji though. It's just how to recognize it. So you have to use the furigana. One con of the app as well is that it's very difficult to find where to turn the furigana on and off. For example, let's say I'm going into a basic lesson and you'll see that in kana, it's written furansu. And so this monkey at the top right is the one that turns the furigana on and off. It took me so long to realize what this monkey does. Something else I like about the app is that the sentences get very complex very quickly, which sounds like a scary thing, but it's not like Duolingo where you're just learning how to say like, my dog eats purple bread. I mean, the sentences here are actually useful. You can start to learn how to speak pretty early. So if you're like writing these sentences down in a notebook or if you're practicing them out loud, your progress will be a lot faster. Probably my favorite thing about the app is how the grammar is explained in the lessons before. So let me go to the N3 lesson, for example, and I'm just gonna click on negatives. Let's do the first one. So you get these screens here that explain the grammar to you before the lesson with some audio. The biggest con for me is how buggy and slow this app can be. As you see, I'm trying to play the audio and it is just not playing even though my sound is on. Once I do an activity and I answer a question, the feedback screen takes like 3 to 4 to 6 seconds to pop up. So maybe just try it on your device first before buying a subscription. I don't know why you have to swipe these cards. Because, I mean, is this like Tinder? Do I have to swipe right or swipe left? It doesn't matter which way you swipe. Anyway, so grammar explanations are pretty good. And there's that monkey again to turn it on and off. The green words marked here are words that you can tap on to understand the meaning. So these are new words that are introduced into the lesson. So make sure you have the monkey with his eyes showing in order to see these new words if you might not be at that level yet. Something really cool that I don't think a lot of people know about this app is that you actually have access to a live tutor. It is this little chat button here. So I'm not going to talk to this person right now, but I believe it's the app creator, the app developer. Usually if you have a question about grammar, he will explain it to you. Yeah, it's kind of hard to find, but it's there up in the top left corner of your profile. The one biggest con, I guess, but maybe that's just me not like using it effectively is the review section. It just piles up so much. So how it adds to your review is if you get something wrong, it'll put it in your review. So sometimes if I like tap on the wrong one by mistake, or like I'm not concentrating and I pick the wrong thing, even though I knew it, it goes into my review. So right now I have 136 items to review, and it's just starting from like the super basics, which is very frustrating for me. There's no way that I can choose what I want to review or not, and if you don't do your review, it just keeps piling up. So 136 items means in one sitting I have to go through all of these until it clears. So it's good to do your reviews often and regularly. Don't let it pile up like me, because that just freaks me out. The good thing about the reviews, a pro though, is it gives you tips in the lesson notes. So let's say my review question is basu something byoine ikimasu. So basu de byoine ikimasu. So I'm going to the hospital by bus. If I tap on show tips over here, it gives me information on the particle. So if I got that wrong, for instance, I can learn how to use it properly. Bunpo is not free anymore. It used to be. It's about $30 for a lifetime subscription. I think that's really reasonable. You get textbooks for the same price. I think it is a pretty awesome app if you don't have a textbook. So you're gonna learn a lot of vocabulary and a lot of grammar from the beginning. There's also audio, which is super great. How do you actually use this app? So my 3 tips are to do the review exercises as soon as you get them so that it doesn't pile up. To write down the things you get wrong. If you're constantly doing something wrong in the review, have a notebook for this app specifically and write it down. And the other thing is to go through the grammar explanations at the beginning of each lesson. It's easy just to swipe those cards away, but if you do get stuck on the harder levels, it's better to read those grammar explanations first before just diving into the activities. Also, best to be very consistent when using this app. Do a little bit each day. When I was using this app every single day, I realized that I was getting faster at reading my Japanese. So even though I've been learning Japanese for a few years, I do get stagnant. So by just having this constant exposure on this app the whole time, I was like, oh my gosh, my reading is becoming a lot faster. In summary, so much content, you will learn a lot, but it is repetitive and boring, and the app tends to crash or be very slow. I'm using Android version 9 on Huawei P20 Pro. I think it's really awesome how involved the developers are in the app. They're super responsive to feedback. If you want to email them, if you have any questions, to use the chat. It's very simple, so it doesn't have imagery and stuff, but if you're super dedicated and you're really focused on learning grammar, you can learn a lot. And for pretty much the price of a textbook, you're getting like 5 JLPT levels in one app. Overall, I think it's awesome. I don't regret getting this app, and that is pretty much all I can say about it. I hope it was useful. Do check out Bunpo. They are available on Android and iOS. If there's another app you want me to review, please leave it in the comments and I will check it out. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye!